Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, the President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
As the military begins to allow disordered homosexual conduct in the ranks of the armed services, the radical homosexual activist lobby is still not satisfied. I'm Matt Barber, Vice President of Liberty Counsel Action, in today for Matt Staver, and joining me in studio is Shawn Akers, Liberty Counsel's Vice President of Middle Eastern Affairs. Shawn, you hate to say we told you so, but we have been telling people for years, in fact, certainly in the months leading up to the repeal of the misnamed Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, which prohibited, among other sexual behaviors, homosexual conduct in the United States military. President Obama made that one of his signature policies, pushed it, and through the cover of darkness, got it through in a lame duck Congress. It has officially gone into effect now, and open homosexual behavior is allowed now in the ranks of the armed services. Now, you didn't hear homosexual activist groups talking about it much at the time because they knew it wasn't politically expedient. But they are now pushing, some of the most powerful homosexual activist groups out there are now pushing for what we have been saying they would push for people who suffer gender identity disorder. This is an APA-recognized mental disorder where a man believes the impossible, that he is somehow a woman trapped in a man's body, or a woman somehow believes she is actually a man trapped in a woman's body. They are now pushing to have transgender persons allowed to serve openly in the military. This means when your 18-year-old daughter goes off to basic training, she could very well, if this were to happen, be sleeping in a bunk with or alongside a man who misbelieves somehow that he is a woman. We said they were going to do it. Now they're doing it. That's the next phase in the total destruction of any remnant of a moral code within the ranks of our armed services.
Matt, there are at least two ways that we can look at this and analyze it. One is from one of liberty and morality, and another is politically. And from a political standpoint, this may catch many of the Christian community a little off guard for a very particular reason, and that's that we as a group have not understood very well an incremental approach to anything. Mm-hmm. We typically want to go in and we get everything at once, or we go home and we're not happy about the political fight at all. We're not willing to take incremental steps. The homosexual lobby in the United States has played a very shrewd political game for about 30 years, mm-hmm. and it has been effective. It has been a very effective political movement. And what you're seeing of it now is the fruition of it. But in understanding that it has been an incremental, very, very patient move, is this, that no matter what you get, it is never enough. It's like JFK said, it's always hard to debate with somebody that says what's mine is mine and what's yours is debatable. And that's really what we have here, mm-hmm. is no matter what this particular lobby gets, they're not going to be happy until it's a complete adherence in the United States to what they believe is the right way.
Well, and that's what it is here. We need to look at this from I think their standpoint, their emotional standpoint. Those pushing this agenda, it's not enough to have tolerance of their so-called sexual orientation.
State affirmation,
we have to have
man.
State enforced under penalty of law affirmation of this, and this is an attempt, I think, to fill a void. They know that that's something internally they struggle with because God's law is written on the hearts of every man, woman, and child. When people engage in sexual immorality, sexual sin, they know in their heart of hearts that the behavior they are engaging in is disordered from a biological standpoint, certainly violates the laws of nature and nature's God. but also that it violates a moral code that is written on their heart. So they're looking for some kind of affirmation for this behavior that they know, even though they may not cerebrally admit it to themselves, know is a disordered and sinful behavior. Well, this is a way, again, so their demands are never placated. They're never satisfied. So lest people think, we're making this up. The National Gay and Lesbian Task Force, for instance, one of the largest homosexual activist groups in the country, just as an example, they said this as the very ban on homosexual behavior in the military was lifted last week. They said this, quote, "While we observe this tremendous hard-fought victory for lesbian, gay, and bisexual service members, we recognize the journey is not over. Transgender service members are still being forced to serve in silence. This is unacceptable. All qualified patriotic Americans willing to risk their lives for this country should be able to do so free from discrimination." There's that buzzword. In addition, the military still lacks explicit non-discrimination protections, equal benefits, and an inclusive equal opportunity policy for LGBT people. We will continue to work toward the day when full inclusion is a reality in the military. So again, here they're saying we have to have married housing, we have to have everything. They want what cannot be equivalent or equal, their disordered sexual relationships to be considered equal to God's design for human sexuality as between male and female within the bonds of marriage. And we know that it's impossible for that actually to happen, to occur in a reality, but nonetheless, that's what they're pushing for.
Well, Matt, it really does show and illustrate in a very real and tactile way that what we're dealing with is not just the homosexual lobby has been so effective that they get a lot of publicity. But the fact is, it's not even about homosexuality. It's literally about a decision between biblically based sexuality, God's idea of the proper role and place of sexuality, and sexual anarchy. Yeah. Homosexuality has taken a prime stage on it, but really it goes into other areas. I mean, right now, how many states still have on the books laws against adultery? They're never enforced. I mean, we've moved as a society away from that. It starts with freer associations in sexual relationships, especially in the 60s with Haight-Ashbury, and goes to some places, the logical extremes of this, and people often think that we're exaggerating and exercising hyperbole. But you recently attended a particular convention that shows just how far these things can go. They stretch far past homosexuality, far past just transgender issues. The point is that incrementally we're moving step by step toward a sexual anarchy that moves as far away as possible from any constraints. It's exactly what the Bible says happens. Is that a people throws off constraints, that they refuse to govern themselves, and it brings a penalty with it.
And we've talked about it on Faith and Freedom before when I attended this a pedophile conference where they're using the exact same strategies that the homosexual activists have used to push for full acceptance of their so-called sexual orientation, that is, people who are lust after or actually rape children. Well, from a practical standpoint, they're addressing this on many, many fronts. The military was that crown jewel, kind of that last vestige of real where there was some conservative morality, certain standards on sexual behavior. They have to go in and really corrupt that, which they've had success now, and our military is going to be worse for the wear. We're modeling ourselves now after the Netherlands, military in the Netherlands, I guess. But we see it on the entertainment front as well on this transgender issue with Chastity Bono. She is presenting herself as a male on this Dancing with the Stars, has gone through a cosmetic mutilation surgery, had her breast removed, and now she calls herself Chaz. And this is to desensitize on Dancing with the Stars and garner full acceptance in our culture for something that is clearly self-destructive, but is demonstrably impossible. It just violates reality. And, in Matthew 19:4, Christ said, "Haven't you read," Jesus replied, "that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female?" is man God or is God God? Those on the left are pushing the notion that they get to decide what is or isn't male or female.
You know, Matt, that really is the battle. The battle is one of whether God decides who you are, whether you get to decide who you are. And this is the way to take that to an extreme front, is by saying, I disagree with the way you created me, and I'll recreate myself in whatever image I choose.
Well, folks, at Liberty Counsel, we intend to stand with God and stand with His design for human sexuality and defend that design on all fronts. Go to lc.org to learn how you can join us and become part of Liberty Counsel's ministry, or give us a call at 1-800-671-1776.
You have been listening to Matt Staver of Liberty Counsel. Our hope is to encourage and inspire you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email update. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.